Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time, I know for sure, you guys, but I've been working on logistics so that I'll be able to bring videos more frequently to you guys. So that is why I had to be away for this long. And also during this period I graduated from med school. That was last month. Yeah. So that was what has been happening basically with me. But I promise from now henceforth you should expect a video every Sunday, even though I'm going to be returning to Nigeria and I might not have time to make something like this setup where I'm sitting down, but I'll try vlog type kind of videos. So just expect a video every Sunday. I'll try to do that. Anyways, my name is Adedoyin or Doyin or Oyin if this is your first time here. Kindly subscribe below also, so you get notified about my subsequent videos, and you can also check my previous videos. And what else? Yeah, just keep watching. For today's video, someone recommended or someone suggested that I do a video about my med school experience, my challenges probably, and my advice for anyone coming into med school or maybe uni. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. If you'd like to listen to what I have to say, keep watching. So when this person suggested that I do a video about this, I was like, what do I want to talk about? Honestly, because I felt I did not have so much to talk about. But then when I thought about it, I felt, okay, maybe I actually did have something to say. So a little backstory: I used to school in a med school in Nigeria before I came to Ukraine, because I'm in Ukraine currently, if you do not know already. So before I came to Ukraine, and I had spent 3 years there. Was it 3? Almost 4 years anyways before I came here, and I spent about over 4 years here. So altogether anyways I spent 8 years in med school. Now why that looks like a long time, it is actually a long time to some people. Some people have spent longer due to certain circumstances. They've spent up to 10 years in med school, so I really can't complain. But in all, I just want to talk about what this period taught me, or what I got out of this period of my life. So first, I'll be sincere with you, I started to doubt. I became unsure. Honestly, I got tired, that's the truth. And I feel like maybe a lot of people actually go through this phase in their life, maybe in uni or maybe in med school. I feel like a lot of people go through this phase where you're like, do I really want to do this, or is this really for me? Or you're just not sure what you want out of life at the end of the day. So I went through this phase. I really did. I was almost going to give up. Because I just felt I didn't care. I didn't care about grades. I didn't care about those things. I just wanted to be done with school. Like I felt I had stayed too long. I just wanted to be done with school. So I went through that phase, and I'll give an advice towards the end of the video on how you can survive that phase. Well, basically I went through that phase, and in all honesty, it gave me clarity about my life, about what I wanted to do with my life. I guess I had that space, I had that time where I was still covered by my parents. Because if I had graduated earlier, probably 4 years earlier, like maybe I did a normal 4 year course, I probably would have gotten into the world, like I'm talking about the markets now, the business or whatever market, and I would just be confused because I wouldn't have had the clarity I have now about my life. So I appreciate the fact that being here in school, I was still under my parents, so I had the opportunity to make mistakes and learn and do certain things. So yeah, so that was beneficial to me. Number 2 thing that med school taught me, or I learned through my journey or my time in med school, is that everybody is smart. I remember when I first got into med school in Nigeria, my dad told me that an average medical student, or an average student rather, would successfully study medicine and be good at it. And I realized it is actually true. The reason why we see some people are better than others is because either some have not actually found what they are interested in or what they love, or 2, you don't put in the same effort the other person puts in, and you don't expect to get the same result the other person is getting if you're not putting the same effort. I learned this also through my final exam. I set a certain standard for myself. I was like, I don't want to get lower than this particular score, and I didn't set it higher because I felt if I set it higher I won't be able to meet it. Honestly, I had that doubt, so I didn't want to disappoint myself, so I set it lower. Now when my result came out, I actually did well. I got above what I set it, like quite above what I set for myself. And I thought if I had set it higher, I would have challenged myself also, and I probably would have gotten that higher mark, because I just felt I was not I would not be able to. So the only limitations we have most times in our mind. So med school taught me that also, that anybody is good, it just takes effort. Unless it takes effort, you're going to read, yes, you're going to read. But if you're ready to read, if you're ready to sacrifice, you can actually do it. You can do it. And this doesn't just apply to med school, it applies to whatever field or whatever school or med or career or part of life you find yourself. Yeah. For me being in Ukraine, I'll say the order that was specific to Ukrainian medical schools was the fact that you almost had a test, like you had a test like almost every class. You get sometimes what you had to read would take 1 hour, sometimes 24 hours will not be enough to cover it. And the problem with that was after class, if you're not able to cover what you had to read, for example, after class, let's be honest, nobody goes back to read some of those things. At least I don't, except it's something I know is very extremely important and I know I would definitely need in the future. Then I would find time to go back during the holidays, but nobody honestly goes back to read all of those extra topics that we don't cover. And my problem generally with exams is that now you give me a whole textbook to read for an exam. I read the whole textbook, or at least I read almost everything. Then you set your exam questions, you pick randomly like 10 topics from about 100 topics. What if those 10 topics are the topics that I did not focus so much on, or I didn't get time to touch those 10 topics? You get, so I fail now, not because I did not study or I did not put in efforts, but because you just picked something that I just happened not to put so much effort or to put so much time on. Do you get my point? So that's the problem with exams generally, and that's the way it is here, of course, too. Teacher just asks you, the teacher will ask you one question, and probably that was the only thing you don't remember, and because of that you fail or something. So, but in all honesty, you would pass on. At the end of the day, actually, some people do not even go to school and they end up passing. So that's just one of those things anyways, just because the question they happened to ask them was maybe something easier than what they asked this other person. So it's just one of those things. So that was my order. I think specifically for Ukraine, that was the order I faced. My advice for anyone going into med school or anyone going into uni generally would be that honestly you should know what you want out of life. Now it's going to seem too harsh saying that a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old or a 16-year-old should know what they want out of life, but have an idea. That's why we have parents to guide us. Have an idea of what you want to do. Now I can imagine, honestly, if you tell a Nigerian parent you want to do something sports related because you like football or something, or you like tennis or basketball, they'll be like, how will you go to school to go and do something sports related? I totally understand that part. So it just sometimes depends on the parents you have. But as I went on to university, everything I knew that you could study, let me be honest with you, was either you study medicine, study engineering, you study law, mass communication maybe, then accountancy. Like that was all that everybody knew you could study. Anything other than that was like, what's this? Where do you expect? Where are you going to work? Do you get my point? So sometimes I wish like I had the knowledge I had now, or I knew better then. Do you get my point? So I realized that they actually give us this brochure for different courses you can probably do depending on the school you want to go to. So I think you can take time if you're not yet in uni, take time to go through those stuff, find different courses, just read about them. You might find something that actually interests you more than what you already plan to do, so that you don't find yourself in school doing something that you're not sure if you like at all. Because honestly, med school especially can choke you. You can get to a point where you're just fed up. Let's be honest. If you don't have the passion, you're just going to let go. You're just going to let go, and like I don't care. Whatever wants to happen should happen. I just want to graduate, and it doesn't matter. So that can happen, but we have to be careful because for medicine you're dealing with human life. So ultimately, if you've already decided that it's medicine you want to do, then you have to be sure you're passionate about it. And if you're already in med school, and I can promise you, and I'm sure you already know this, it's very, especially if you're in, I think Ukraine is even easy, let's be honest. I feel like being in certain countries like Nigeria especially, their intention is to make you fail, so they are trying to squeeze life out of you. So it's going to be very challenging, but I think it's the passion that will keep you going. Not just the passion that one day I want to wear a lab coat, but that ultimately you're looking at the lives that you're going to help in future, and I think it will keep you going. Yeah. So on that note, I think anybody, if you're in med school or if you currently graduated, just leave an advice for anybody who will be looking for some advice. Just leave it in the comment section below. I think people will really appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's all. I think I'm also thinking about doing a video on being black in Ukraine, my experience generally on living in Ukraine. So I think you can anticipate that. Expect my next video on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, that's 30th, and that's my birthday too. So anyways, expect my next video on that day. Thanks for watching. If you still have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. I think I would it would help you, and it also encourage me. So thank you very much as you do that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.